Hi guys, I'm at the laundromat. Look at me. I am like sweating so hot. Okay, let me explain what happened just now. So I'm at the laundromat, right? I've been here like 4 times today. I just keep getting in my car and driving up here because I can watch the cars, whether they're in the parking lot or not. So once the parking lot's empty, I figure it's safe. God, my hair's like cotton candy. It's like all stuck and sticky and it's so humid. So I race up here in my car to find that somebody is using the big washers, and they have these tiny little front loader washers that don't hold but like 2 pair of pants and a shirt. And like, I don't do my laundry all the time because when you're using a laundromat, you kind of build up because you don't want to go all the time. So anyway, oh my god, my hair is so wet. I was like sweating in there. So they have 3 big washers. The one in the middle is like smaller this way, but I think it's bigger capacity, and then 2 on the ends. So one of the people had one of the big dryers, or one of the big washers. I don't dry my clothes here. I have a dryer at home. It's just I wash them here and then run at home. So anyway, so I come up here like 4 times, and there's clothes in all 3. I'm like, oh my god. So I just turn around and go home because I'm not going to fight with this all the time, you know. So then I come up here and I drag I have 2 like roller laundry baskets. They have like wheels, and I take them in and I load the 2 that are empty because one has clothes in it, right? So I load the 2 that are empty and I put my money in, and of course the second one that I'm trying to use, and some lady comes in behind me and she's like, oh my god, you're using both of them? She's cleaning her car next to me right now, I don't know. But I was like, I'm sorry, yeah? So then, in the meantime, she goes over to use the little shit washers, and the one big washer has clothes that are finishing up in it, and then my 2. So I put all my clothes and stuff in, and put the money in the first one, it starts right away. I put my money in the second one, it won't register. Every time I put a quarter in, it's going down, but it's not like take the money off the how many, and these are $6 each, these things. I look like I just ran a marathon because that's how I feel. And when I had this mask on, hold on, not this little one, no, Mama said, I'm going to wear the thick one. The one you've been wearing has all that makeup in it, like really, really thick. So, hard to breathe. So, I'm in there, I put my clothes in, and it will not work. The second one won't work, and it took my $6. So, I'm like, fuck. So, I go. In the meantime, this guy is in there, and the other of the 3 finishes, and he starts taking his clothes out. So now I have monopolized 2, and there's 1 left, but I'm about to grab that up too. So the lady that wanted it is like staring at me from across the way. And as soon as the guy takes his last thing out, I throw a piece of clothes in there. Because that's what I do when I come up here. Honestly, I take 2 pieces of clothes from the top. I run over to the big washers and throw it in. So I have them. So nobody can come in behind me and start using one because I only filled 1. You know what I mean? So I throw the clothes in, and the lady gives me this dirty look, and I'm like, I'm sorry, what do you want from me? So anyway, so then I don't have enough change, you know, so I go out to my purse and I look because I need another $6 because the middle one took my $6. So then I find a $5 bill, and I had 4 coins. So I went and I did the changer guy, and the lady's just staring at me the whole time, like with darts. I'm like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take your washer, lady. Anyway, so what a fucking day. Listen, there is nothing to do. I am so out of things to say and do. Like, I don't know, nothing's happening to me at all. Like, my one son came over yesterday. He's so sweet. And my other son does FaceTime, and the other one's in New Orleans. And I mean, there's just nothing going on. It's just me at my house. And being alone, I told you, is brutal. So I don't have much to report on here other than bitching. And who wants to do that? So anyway, I wanted to tell you my laundry stories because I'm still here. This lady is cleaning her whole car now next to me. Like, that's really ambitious because my car's a pigsty and I'm not doing anything to it. I haven't been able to have my housekeeper come in for 6 weeks maybe. Yeah. So I'm doing it myself, which I don't do a good enough job. I would fire me. I'm back to work a little bit. Some of the girls are in the stores, but it's all work from home stuff. None of it's like working outside of the house. Tomorrow I have 103 calls to answer, and I'm going to do it tomorrow because even though it's Memorial Day, I doubt people are doing anything. Although, just snorted. Although there was a lot of people, according to Kimmy, buying like hot dogs and hamburgers. Maybe they're going to do something at their home, which is probably smart. Oh, this hair. So, look at the frizz. It's like, because it's really humid. I'm in there. I'm sweating. I have this fucking thing on that you can't breathe at all through. I'm like, taking all my clothes out and putting them in the next one, doing it all over again, hoping that it works. Oh my god. Oh my god, I do have something to tell you. I had the worst, it was a nightmare. I wasn't out of body. But I think I'm going to start working on that. I noticed that the Monroe Institute has been putting a whole lot of stuff out about OBE. So I think I'm going to start working on that again because they're putting out like new stuff like right on YouTube. I would imagine that they're running into the same problem we have, that like you can't go there to study right now because COVID. Anyway, so I had the worst nightmare. It wasn't last night, it was the night before. So here's what happened. I was asleep and all of a sudden I was like in a nightmare, and I was like looking for Jeff like everywhere and I couldn't find him, and I was in this like house that I don't recognize, and I'm like looking and looking and looking, and all of a sudden I like open the door to the room I'm in, and down the hallway, two men are getting dressed, like older silver-haired guys are in this bedroom getting dressed, and I can see because the door is like not right across from me, but it's like down and across, but I can see, and the one guy is like helping the other guy get socks on. It's so strange. They were older dudes, like 70s, 80s, I don't know. So then up and across from me was this woman, and she looked so crazy. First off, she was black. She had like pinched, do you remember, I don't know if you'll remember because you're probably too young, but in the Playboy magazine, they used to have caricatures of like different actors or actresses, and they would make them with like really pinched features. Well, this lady's lips were pinched down to this little tiny lips, and these slits for eyes and eyebrows like this, and this tiny, tiny nose, huge forehead, very alien-like. And I like fell to my knees and started crying, and I was like, please help me find Jeff, please. please. And I like grabbed her hands, and she looked at me like, what? Like, just very like stern, and I don't know. And I was crying. I was like, oh my God, please help me. Please help me. I'm begging. I'm on my knees. Please, please. And I was like bawling. And she wouldn't say anything, no words, nothing. The guys from the room down the way, like, were like looking out in the hallway. Like, I would look at them, and I would just go back to begging. Like, I felt like if they came up, they were gonna stop it. And I was just like, please, please help me. Please help me find him. I can't find him anywhere. Please. And she wouldn't. And I was like, like that in the dream. And I started to wake up and realize that I was like bawling in my sleep. And my dogs were like, Cozy like literally was up by my face, like looking at me. And I like came to myself, and I was like, what the fuck was that? And it's like that moment when you're dreaming and you like, you have to remember, oh, that's right, Jeff passed away. Like, it's such a horrible moment to like remember. But then, which kind of made me cry. But yeah, brutal. But okay, hold yourself on. But I don't think it was out of body. I didn't feel like, when I'm out of body, it's like I know I'm there, and this was a dream. I didn't know anything about it till I came back. So But I do wonder if the reason why I'm having a hard time getting out of body lately, you would think I would have all the time in the world, all the time to meditate and to put myself in there, but that's not what it's like. What it's like is like, I can meditate. I just can't get to the point where I'm like crossing over. And I don't know if because of all these COVID patients, like a lot's going on over there. I don't know. Like, I don't know how that works. I don't know if so many people are dying every day and passing over beyond the veil. Is it harder? I mean, if I'm finding it harder, but it could be my mental, probably more likely my mental, because I mean, space is infinite, and you know, I'm sure it's not that, but I don't know, because I have not been able to travel very much at all, like minimally, and I would love to be doing stuff like that right now, but I can like try and help you guys go. So maybe I can do that video, like how to get out of body, some of the things. I think I've done it before, like tried to teach you guys like how to click over. The biggest thing you got to remember is like, if you're aware, if you're not in the place where you're unaware, if you're unaware, it's harder. But if you're aware that you are transitioning somewhere, do you know what I mean? Like, there is this transition happening. And if you can be like completely focused on that and aware of that, and you start to feel the vibration and hear it and understand, like, don't get scared, don't stop yourself, because that's what you do. You get scared and stop, and then you just stay on the side. But if you don't do that, if you say keep going, you're all right, keep yourself calm, keep your when you're afraid of something, it almost feels like when you're falling in a dream or something like that, like it's not the falling, it's the anticipation of it that makes people not cross over. And I've talked to a lot of friends and people that have tried to do what I do, and they're like, oh, I get right there, I can feel it, Now, if you're unaware and you cross over, the only thing that happens with that is if you're saying to myself, am I lucid dreaming or am I in an OBE? You might not know. Like, you might be like, okay. So the way that I know that, the way that I know is that I can like say to myself, like, you know, calm yourself down. What's going on around me? If I'm lucid dreaming, things are happening that I have no control over. If I am out of body, I can say, I want to go home, and I'm home. So it's like two different things. Lucid dreaming is just like aware that you're dreaming. And it's kind of like the step before you're traveling. So I get it. Like, that's a good thing for you guys to know. But I don't do a whole lot of lucid dreaming. I do way more dreaming and traveling. Like, so just when you feel that shift, when you're meditating and you're breathing, you're doing that breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth, and it gets to be like a rhythm, like a locomotive, like a do 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 do, like this thing. And that in itself, like, along with like help, like binaural beats and hemi-sync and all that stuff, you'll click right over. And just don't be afraid, and you'll get over there. Then once you're over there, you have to decide what you want to do. Usually I have a destination in mind or a purpose, or like 99% of the time I'm like, okay, take me to Jeff. I want to see Jeff. You know, that's like my thing. But yeah, so but you can think about that ahead of time, and then you're not like lost in the sauce, you know. Like, the biggest thing about any of this is if you control what you're doing, and you can control what you're doing, but you can also like leave it up to the universe, like by saying things like, take me to wherever Jeff is right now, and then no matter where he is, you go there. And he might be a kid on a baseball field, but you're there. Do you know what I mean? And you just have to deal with that, because that's what you asked for, because it's all about intention once you're over there. So the brightest thing to do is have a plan and keep it in your mind as much as possible. Now, when you travel, you lose some of that. You lose not all of it, but you lose some of the ability to not, and you'll start to become more spontaneous, and you have to like be careful of that, because that can take you way off what you wanted to do. So you have to try and remember, I'm traveling, I'm trying for this, sometimes I'm trying to prove that I'm traveling, sometimes I'm trying, so it just depends, you know, on what my intentions were before. Yeah, so I might do another video on that, discuss it a little more. But alright guys, I just wanted to tell you about the laundry. I love you. Bye.